Hello everyone, I'm Sarah and I'm a victim. Today we're going to continue with the interview with Debbie on a very, very important subject, parole hearings. Now, Debbie is going to be telling you about what she experienced on the several different parole hearings that she has attended. Now, this is very important to me because, well, the man who killed my son, Kenley, is coming up for parole in, actually December 2026. So in the next year, I am going to be figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing to be able to attend, or even if I can attend, those parole hearings. Join me in my future videos on the new laws concerning parole boards, and please subscribe and share this video to those who you feel would benefit from it. I hope you find this informative. When it comes to parole boards, you are told at the time of sentencing when the first parole board is going to be, which is mine is in December 2026.
You speak your mind, and there's no limit on the time that you can speak. You can say what you want to say, as long as you don't say, I'm going to, if he gets out, I'm going to do whatever to him. I mean, you've got to be very concise on what your point is, why you feel the way you feel, what is your relationship to this person or whatever.
If you have advocates, have it with you. Have anybody at all that you can take with you. Whether it's their friends, their relatives, they can get up and they can speak too about how it affected their lives.
But go and speak your mind. Go in and say, how you feel. Because if they don't hear it from people and people don't care enough or don't show up, then they're just taking what, okay, the guy's done well. He's got good reports and this guy did. He had good reports from the prison, saying that he was an upstanding citizen in prison.
If nobody's there to represent your child, what do you think's going to happen? He's a case number.
They cannot stop you. They cannot say, okay, we got to cut this short. They can't do it. How many of the people you have there that want to speak, they have to let them. So you could have a parole board hearing last all day, really. I mean, if you look at it, because you can send letters to the parole board and say, this is the reason why I don't want this person to get out. Most people would do that versus going and actually speaking at the parole board hearing. I like to go down there and I'd like to be in front of whatever because it's more impactful. It just is.
I have people that want to do victim impact statements again to send in, but I have to make sure I have the right documentation for them to do. Because just sending a letter may not work in my case. Every place is different. Do not assume, because if it works in California, that it'll work in Pennsylvania, so to speak.
When you attend a parole hearing, it's because the victim's family have notified you that there is a parole hearing coming up. It's not like I got notified of it, so the family would notify you. You don't have to be a victim's advocate, you can just be advocating for the family because you know what they've been through. And they need help. They need help to keep this person in jail.
Okay? Now, whenever Dennis was transferred from jail to prison after the plea deal, now in my case, a lot of the victim's impact statements disappeared. These victim impact statements are to be read when parole comes by the parole people, okay? Those are the initial ones. But you have to make sure that they actually get to the prison.
One of my victims from here in Las Vegas, her son was killed by a drunk driver here, and he was due to get out. Now, he worked within the alcohol industry, interestingly enough. He was almost like a distributor, worked with a distributing company. And it was his 9th DUI. How does he get to 9? How? Okay, it makes no sense. But it was his 9th, and that's when he killed her son. So I said I was her victim's advocate when this tragedy happened, and I said, He was working within the alcohol industry. He's sitting here today saying that his boss is sitting there saying he can come back to us. We're going to take him back. Where do you think, why is that okay that he's going to go back to the same industry that he was in? And what kind of guarantee does the community have that this man is not going to impair himself again? And he's going to be back out on the streets. And so Las Vegas is in danger again, And I said, this is not right. And he's only been in here for 4 years. And you're ready to let him go. What about this woman? She is living a life sentence. And that's exactly what it is. You may have, you think that, you're never going to forget. I don't want to hear that. You're not living it. You didn't lose that family member of yours, and you can't take it that lightly. So he didn't get it. He didn't get, and they notified her a week later that he was turned down for parole.
It is important to speak your mind at these hearings. I would caution to always be professional and with respect to the parole people there.
So the idea is go there, speak your mind, tell them how it has affected you and how what you've seen it affect that victim and what they've been through. And then I take the rest of that a little bit further by saying, okay, what is this community going to do if this person is let out? What kind of risks are we taking by letting this person come back into society again? And it's easy to say because you're behind bars that I've learned my lesson. Well, how many of those people that have been paroled say they learn their lesson and they come back out and they reoffend and maybe even worse? There's no crystal ball that's going to tell you that.
I've already put conditions. If he is let out, I have conditions written up